Loud with people talking.
Oh, okay, all right.
Thank you, honey, we're good. It's 6 p.m., January 5th, 2021, and I hereby call the City Council meeting to order. We are currently under a mandate. If you're on my email list and if you've received the city's e-blast, you should have received the mandate on the mask. So you are required to wear a mask, and we are doing 6-foot distancing. So if you don't live with the people that sit next to you, please try to separate. There's plenty chairs in here that are vacant. Before we start with the invocation tonight, we wanted to mention Councilman LaCour is on speakerphone tonight. Councilman LaCour, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Thank you.
Thank you. And we have our new Ward 1 council member here tonight, Mr. Shane Finley, and we'd like to give him a big welcome. Welcome, Shane.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Councilman Finley is going to lead us tonight in the invocation. Please bow your heads.
Dear Lord, thank you for this opportunity for this group to get together tonight and represent the great and beautiful city of Diamondhead. 2020 has been difficult financially and physically for a lot of people in this community. Please be with them throughout this year. Help us build a better, stronger, more unified Diamondhead. In your son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mayor DePrio,
Here.
Councilmember Finley,
Here.
Councilmember Morian,
Here.
Councilmember Morgan,
Present.
Councilmember Clark,
Here.
Councilmember LaCour.
Here.
Thank you, City Clerk, Ms. Jeannie Klein. Confirm or adjust agenda. I'm going to move to amend the agenda. First item is under the consent agenda, number 9, 2020-009. Motion to approve payment in the amount of $1,261,097.25 to Holiday Construction for Hurricane Zeta debris removal, pending approval by Tetra Tech. I would like to add under the action agenda, 12A, a motion to adopt an order of the mayor and the city council of the city of Diamondhead canceling the Mardi Gras parade in the city of Diamondhead scheduled for February 13th, 2021 due to COVID. Can I get a motion to move as amended?
Also move.
Could I get a second?
Second.
Roll call, Ms. Jeannie Klein.
Finley,
Yes.
Morian,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
LaCour,
Yes.
DePrio.
Yes. The next regularly scheduled meeting of the City Council is scheduled for Tuesday, January 19th, 2021. City Manager's Report, Mr. Michael Russo.
Just an update on COVID. As everybody knows, the number of cases continue to increase in Hancock County, and that includes Diamondhead, Mississippi. We have had many city employees test positive over the last 2 months, and currently this week we've had even more. I've implemented additional precautionary measures here at City Hall to keep our staff and residents safe. This includes wearing masks in the building as well as temperature checks upon entering the building for any reason. We'll continue to restrict access to the building, and everyone's asked to try to use email and phone to conduct business as much as possible. The goal here is to obviously keep people safe. Hancock County is currently under a mask mandate from the governor's order, and this does require a mask in all buildings in the city. Electronic signatures is on the agenda tonight. The city clerk and I are asking for authorization to use electronic signatures for city business. This will make it more efficient for council to sign certain forms when needed, and a good example of that is emergency proclamations for hurricanes. and we're having you guys come in to sign, and then we got to get it to the EOC. So we're asking for that, to put that in place tonight. Veterans Local Government Management Fellow. I'm requesting authorization to participate in this program. This does not obligate the city to anything, but simply allows us to try to match with a potential veteran who is looking for work on the Gulf Coast. The goal of this program is to help train a veteran who is about to leave the military for a career after his service. It is free to the city and paid for by the military. It is also a great way for our community to help a veteran in this small way. Prearranged contracts for disaster recovery services. I'm asking authorization to advertise for proposals for disaster recovery services. This is a prearranged contract for things like hurricanes. The vendor will assist the city with administration of FEMA forms, other requirements as an administrative work. This will also help advise the city in disaster recovery services, so city employees can also continue their daily work in the time of a crisis. This is the first prearranged contract for us to secure. Next, we will work to get the debris monitor and debris removal contractor prearranged as well. For our residents, this means that we can actually begin removing debris faster from our streets after a disaster. Holiday construction change order. I'm asking for a request of the change order with holiday to allow for additional days to remove the debris. This is a result of several things, including the Christmas holidays, bad weather, and increased quantity of debris on our streets. We have a lot more debris than originally expected, and it's going to take longer to remove it. The City Hall parking lot for ADA compliance. I'm asking for council to authorize to instruct Machado Patano to move forward with the design and specs for building the parking lot in front of City Hall chambers. This is to be more ADA compliant. They did a presentation at our last meeting in December. We do have the funds available if the council would like to proceed. I am exploring other options for grants to assist with these fundings as well. I have a meeting on Thursday for that. Short-term and long-term rental property ordinance. I am asking authorization to hire Orion Planning and Design to develop amendments to or ordinances related to short-term and long-term rental properties in the city of Diamondhead, and to further implement a moratorium on any new applications for short-term rentals. Orion Planning has indicated this would take 60 to 90 days. No net fill policy. In the past, no net fill regulations have been discussed regarding land development to minimize drainage issues. You may remember that Mayor Schaefer was one who pushed for this very hard. The council authorized Orion Planning to develop a no net fill regulation, and the initial draft has been distributed to the council. Since the proposed regulations are a text amendment to Article 14 in the zoning ordinance, it will require initiation by the council or the planning commission to schedule a public hearing for that proposed amendment. After input has been received from the council, developers, builders, the council may decide to go ahead and schedule that public hearing on a proposed text amendment. I plan on bringing that up at the next meeting just to kind of tee it up if that's what the council wants to do. Just to let you know, we are working on an employee manual update. I have started working with our city attorney to make some recommended changes to our manual. It has not been revised since 2015, and we feel there are some things that could be improved. I hope to have that in front of y'all within the next 60 days. And finally, debris monitor update. Good news is President Trump has signed a disaster declaration for Hurricane Zeta, which includes the city of Diamondhead. This means the city is now eligible for FEMA reimbursement for debris removal. We will be working with our debris monitoring company, FEMA and MEMA representatives, to fill out the necessary paperwork to get reimbursement. As of yesterday, our contractor has removed 131,000 cubic yards of debris in Diamondhead. I do have representatives from Tetra Tech that would like to just add a couple of comments. And that'll conclude my report.
Good evening, everybody. Appreciate you having me back in front of you. Just a couple quick things. Mike just mentioned as just a little project update for you. Today we removed 7,313 cubic yards. After the holidays, the holiday construction was able to get those trucks right back on the road immediately. So we've got 22 units out there operating, which is great. Sometimes it's slow after the Christmas holidays there. So 22 units operating, and that brings our total as of today, including today, at 138,859 yards. So as you know, our original estimate was, I want to say 150,000 cubic yards. We are going to meet that and exceed that. So we're working on trying to get our arms around how much we feel is still out there, and so we can adjust that estimate as necessary. We're continuing to focus on the residential areas, and in the residential areas on those first passes, which we completed prior to Christmas. We're also going to continue and start our second pass and then eventually our third pass on hitting those areas. After that initial first pass, the second and third pass is more of hot spots, going back and hitting the heavier areas that we need to address some more. And then we will be moving into the POA and commercial areas as directed by you guys. That's all I have. If you've got any questions, I'll be happy to answer anything you got.
Any questions to my left?
Yeah, are there any streets, or do you know how many streets haven't got the first pass yet?
Everything's been touched at least once.
Everything's been touched at least
Mhm.
once, okay.
There may be some like dead end areas or something that they haven't gotten to yet, but every street, as far as what we can tell in our geo portal and what we call our geo portal, which is based on the GIS, all those streets have been hit at least once. If there's any areas, I see you nodding your head. If there's something
There's
that's
a lot in Ward 3
Okay.
that have not been touched.
okay,
I know
I'll be
some of
happy
them
to
are
go look at those.
cul-de-sacs, and there's some like Capilama, they picked up on one side of the street and not the other side of the street, so no, it's not.
Okay. Well, like I said, when I'm looking at our GIS and our geo portal, it shows the spots on those streets. So if I look at that from that standpoint, it looks like we've hit that street. If there's some areas, we'll be happy to actually put eyes on the ground tomorrow. We'll go do a survey and see if there is some that like that. We'll be happy to. We'll get with Holiday Construction and we'll address those
Because
immediately.
I know in my own cul-de-sac,
Okay.
I mean, that's still loaded down. Nobody's ever been down there.
Okay. All right. We'll be happy to go look at that tomorrow.
And I think it's a lot of the cul-de-sacs that have not been touched.
Mhm.
A lot.
Okay.
A lot more than we think hadn't been
Okay.
touched, because over the holidays, I got a lot of text, phone calls, and
Okay. I've got a couple. I'll get my operations managers and my supervisors. We'll hit the streets tomorrow and we'll do another survey. Like I said,
But
when I say that, just so you understand where I'm coming from, is when looking at our geo portal, which is electronic. If we see spots on that street, we assume that it's been touched at least once. So there may be some areas that got missed, or maybe they hit one side and not the other.
Right.
So we'll go address that immediately.
Thank you.
Councilman LaCour, do you have anything?
No, thank you.
Any to my right? Well, I know it's been a tough challenge. It has, and y'all are doing an amazing job, and we are trying to be patient. We want it done
understand.
yesterday, so we don't mean to be angry sitting up here. We just, we get
I
the call, so
appreciate it.
we're trying to share the love with y'all.
No,
We
I
are.
appreciate it, and anything like that. If you ever do get some calls or especially if there's a certain area that you need us to address, get that to ourselves, get that to Mike, and we're very Johnny on the spot. We'll go out there right away if something needs to be changed, or if we need to pull a truck to that certain area. Maybe that area doesn't have a truck in it today or something. We'll get somebody over there immediately. Holiday has been great to work with. They're very responsive. Any issues that we've had, they're right on top of it with us. So, no, y'all been great to work with. I appreciate it.
Y'all as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
I would remind the council that we do have the GeoPortal login. I had sent that out to y'all. If you want me to send it again, I can. And you can see exactly the map that he's talking about and the type of debris that was picked up and what street it was on. And it identifies also if the street wasn't touched. You can obviously see there's no green or blue dot on it. So it is a great tool to see, and that's one of those things I look at daily. So
I look at every morning with my coffee, every day. So, and there are some that on cul-de-sacs that you know are marked, and it may be we just didn't get it all. Okay. Any questions for the city manager or comments to my left?
Towards the end of your report, you did say the good news is this. Was there any bad news? Kept waiting for that to come, the bad news.
no, the only good news is today would be celebrating 3 years of being your city manager.
Oh, well,
there's
congratulations.
some good
Good job. Thank you.
Barely.
Councilman LaCour, any questions for the city manager?
No, thank you.
Any questions to my right?
No.
Okay, I wanted to add along with what the city manager was discussing about Hurricane Zeta being declared. So that also means PA for the city, which we're very thankful. So now that we will be reimbursed for our debris. and other issues that we may have had. It also means IA, individual assistance. So it is time, and all of it is going to be done virtual. We received information today from SBA. We sent out e-blast. If you're on my email list, you got emails from me. We're hoping at the ward meeting on Saturday at 9 o'clock that SBA will be able to Zoom in. They might bring FEMA, and they're going to walk us through the IA step-by-step process in order to fill out for IA assistance. They have, and in the information sent out today, up to $200,000 is available to homeowners to repair or replace disaster damage or destroyed real estate. Homeowners and renters are eligible for up to $40,000 to repair to replace disaster damage or destroyed personal property. Businesses and private nonprofit organizations of any size may borrow up to $2 million or replace disaster damage or destroyed real estate, machinery and equipment, inventory, and other businesses. This is something vital that we all need to learn about and either be at the ward meeting or get on the city's e-blast and get on the virtual links and hook up for individual assistance.
And Mayor, that's also available on our website. I did post that today.
Excellent.
Under
So
press release. Under
the city
current news.
manager has shared the links. There were 3 PDFs, and if you click on the links, it will bring you to the areas where you can sign up. And they're trying to do it all virtual, so you need to click on the links and proceed. Moving on to public comments. First, we have Mr. Frank. Is that written or hidden?
Mayor, Council, my name is Frank Pittman. I live at 7600 Fairway Drive. There's an issue that's been discussed and will further be discussed before this council about the short-term rental properties on Fairway. My situation being somewhat unique, I thought I would speak tonight. If you turn down Fairway, if you've ever been, any of you, down Fairway Drive, as you turn down Fairway Drive, I have a very large lot and the very first house, 7600. What's unique about this is in order for me to leave my community, I have to go to 7604, property in question that they want to turn into a short-term hotel, and take a left. The people that live at 7603 across the street have put up these boulders like this. And the boulders are to keep people from going up and turning and going into their yard. Don't blame them at all. The reason for that, to eliminate that problem for them, is that if you come up to my house and leave, you would come up to 7604 and swing wide this way to make the turn to come back out, because we got one way here and one way here, and we're bottlenecked here. Very narrow. So if you, in your wildest imagination, can believe that they can put 7 cars in this little C-shaped driveway in front of 7604 without having them stick out into the street and obstructing that area, then the only, I don't know what you do then. I guess what we would do, my wife and I, would be drive down the street and find somebody that likes us, and we can turn around in their yard to leave the community. My neighbor, Tom, is in the same exact fix. When you come out his driveway, you immediately have to make that turn. And, of course, 7603 residents don't want us in their yard, as you would expect. So what we have to do is swing wide to the right and make that turn. I have seen 4 cars at 7604. 4 cars. And with 4 cars, they're done. 7 cars is going to be, I don't know where they're going to put 7 cars. Quite frankly, I would like for the city council to go over there, and I'll go with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My wife has a car. That's 7. Let's go put 7 cars over there and see if you can do that without them sticking out in the street or sitting in yards and violating the POA. are violating common sense. So I'm asking you now, when this issue continues to be discussed, as it should, and I understand that lady has her idea of what she wants to do, we need to do what I moved here 14 months ago to do. My wife and I moved to Diamondhead 14 months ago to live on a nice street in an R1 residential area and have the right to our property, not a right to be living next to a commercial business
Thank you,
with
Mr.
7 cars.
Thank you,
Does that
Mr.
little buzzer mean I talked for 3 minutes?
Yes, sir. That means
Okay,
your
the
3
only other
minutes
thing I
is
would
up,
say-
and I failed to announce that at the
And
beginning.
in the future, when I send an email to the council, I would appreciate it if somebody would answer that or at least recognize that. Thank you
We
very much.
apologize if we did not answer it, but thank you, Mr. Pittman.
Thank you, sir.
Next, we have Mr. Don Walter.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council, City Manager, employees of the city. And can I get a group of residents from Fairway? Raise your hands. Thank you. First thing I'd like to discuss here is to mention that I provided 2 documents to the Planning Board before the first meeting in December. And my packet was not included in that package. It wasn't included in the meeting package for the prior meeting, City Council meeting, and it wasn't included in this package either. I understand now that Pat told me that you guys got a copy of that, so I appreciate that. Fairway Estates is, as you know, a unique part of Diamondhead subdivision, small subdivision within Diamondhead, with 42 homes, 38 of which property owners signed a petition requesting that the planning board deny this request for conditional use. As you know, after Frank talked, Fairway Drive is also unique in that it has a one-way entry and a one-way exit with a triangular spot in between, and that's where Frank has to make and Tom has to make their U-turns. And that becomes a choke point at certain times. And I think this use of it for use of the 7604 for more than 2 or 3 vehicles, maybe 4 vehicles, would make a traffic issue there. The property owners feel that the vacation rental in this neighborhood is not a function appropriate to the unique neighborhood environment that exists in Fairway Estates. And we think that it would detract from the basic elements of a well-balanced and attractive residential area. Authorizing use of this conditional rental property would lower taxes, lower property values, excuse me, and create a potentially unsafe vehicular traffic flow at that blind spot. And it sets a precedent for R1 zone communities within Diamondhead. And we all know that an R1 community is the most restrictive district and least densely populated areas within a residential area. And they are intended to be defined and protected from encroachment of uses not appropriate for the residential environment. On your agenda tonight is a motion to fund a study regarding conditional use for a 30-day rental in Diamondhead. Property owners of Fairway Estates hereby request that the company conducting this study specifically address the unique nature of Fairway Estates in particular, and address the distinctiveness as a separate item in the study and conclusions of that study, and recommendations of that study. The motion on the docket tonight also includes a measure to place a moratorium on new applications of conditional use within Diamondhead. We are in agreement with this motion and hope that the council will endorse the full motion on the docket to conduct the study and institute the moratorium. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Walter. And thank you to all the residents from Fairway that came tonight, which is quite a few of you all. And when we get to that motion, we'll discuss that a little further. Thank you. Minutes. Could I get a motion to approve the December 15th, 2020 regular minutes?
I so move.
Could I get a second?
Second.
City Clerk?
Finley,
Yay.
Moran,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
LaCour,
Yes.
DeBrio.
Yes. Are we going to get an abstention from Ward 1 since we weren't present?
I mean, it's
No.
either
He can-
way. I mean, I know he wasn't here, but I mean,
Okay.
he can still approve the minutes,
Okay.
but it's up to
Right.
him.
And I was a yes. Resolution 2020-007, motion to adopt Resolution 2021-001, thereby abandoning a 5-foot drainage utility easement on each side of the common property line between lots 33 and 34, Phase 2, Unit 10, Block 1. The physical address is 736 Calipacona Court, parcel number 068R-2-41-179.000. Could I get a motion?
I so move.
Could I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? City Clerk?
Finley.
Yes.
Morian.
Yes.
Morgan.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
McClure.
Yes.
DeBrio.
Yes. Resolution 2021-008, a motion to adopt Resolution 2021-002, thereby abandoning a 5-foot drainage utility easement on each side of a common property line between lots 13 and 14, Phase 2, Unit 5, Block 4. The physical address is 578 Alki Way, parcel number 131B-0-120.000, owner Elliott Holmes. Could I get a motion?
I'll move.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? City Clerk?
Finley.
Yes.
Morian.
Yes.
Morgan.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
McClure.
Yes.
DeBrio.
Yes. Could I get a motion to move consent agenda as amended, item 9 being amended to add pending approval by Tetra Tech?
I so move.
Could I get a second?
Second.
City Clerk?
Finley.
Yes.
Morian.
Yes.
Morgan.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
McClure.
Yes.
DeBrio.
Yes. Action agenda 2021-006. Motion to authorize the city manager to engage and enter into an agreement with Orion Planning and Design to develop amendments to our ordinances related to a short-term and long-term rental property in the city of Diamondhead, and further to implement a moratorium on any new applications for short-term rentals. Could I get a motion?
I so move.
Could I get a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion to my left? Councilman LaCour? Any,
Yes. Is there some indication that the length of the moratorium?
The
my
intention,
idea was the length of the moratorium was until we have regulations in place.
my recommendation was until the council approved any changes that may be considered.
Any zoning, any regulations, or anything moving forward. Okay. To my right?
That answered my question.
And being that we did have residents on Fairway, they are a unique situation. Make sure, you know, this is one that they look at as well, specific to that area. City Clerk?
Finley.
Yes.
Morian.
Yes.
Morgan.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
McClure.
Yes.
DeBrio.
Yes. Action agenda item 12A. A motion to adopt an order of the mayor and the city council of the city of Diamondhead canceling the Mardi Gras parade in the city of Diamondhead scheduled for February 13th, 2021 due to COVID.
Mayor DeBrio, I would like to recuse myself.
Okay.
I'm currently the secretary of Crew of Diamondhead, and I think it best that I recuse myself.
The time now is 6:29. Councilman Morgan is leaving the room. Could I get a motion?
Move.
Could I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion to my left?
I believe that everybody along the coast has pretty much canceled Mardi Gras anyway. It stinks, man. It's something we all look forward to. Diamondhead has one of the best places to go bring your family to Mardi Gras parades. It really always has. You know, I hate it, you know, but I do feel that's the right thing to do.
Agreed.
Councilman LaCour?
One question. Do we have the authority to cancel events? And I don't know, is this our event? Relatively understood, it was a private organization conducting an event, and of course, the city does apply tax dollars in support for it. Just thought maybe I might hear from the counselor.
Council,
Yeah,
Mr. Derek Cusick?
Yeah, I mean, council member, the city does issue permits for parades and things of that nature, so the city would have authority to not issue a permit, thereby canceling the parade, so.
The city, and being that the city owns the streets, we dictate what goes up and down the streets.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a function. If you look around the coast, I think the decision has been made with respect to most of the parades by those cities, not by the actual crews themselves, but by the cities. So certainly the city's within its power to do this.
Thank you, Mr. Cusick. Any discussion to my right? I'm going to say I believe we were the last city to cancel a parade, so we probably would have had every resident in Harrison, Hancock, Jackson, and New Orleans here for our Mardi Gras parade
And all
had
that
we
COVID.
not canceled. So
The Woodstock of Mardi Gras.
it would have been a little congested in here, and it is a difficult thing. It was difficult to cancel the Christmas event. It's been a very difficult year. We hope the vaccine comes out and it moves us forward. So with that, City Clerk?
Finley,
Yes.
Moran,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
LaCour,
Yes.
DePrio.
Yes. The time now is 6:31. Councilwoman Morgan has re-entered the meeting. Could I get a motion to approve the docket of claims DKT 157986 and DKT 158020 in the amount of $1,419,359.30?
I move.
Could I get a second?
I second.
Any discussion? City Clerk?
Finley,
Yes.
Moran,
Yes.
Morgan.
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
LaCour,
Yes.
Mayor DePrio.
Yes. Could I get a motion to approve payroll payables, PR claim 069 in the amount of $31,272.76. PR claim 071 in the amount of $1,914, and PR claim 072 in the amount of $31,747.31.
Move.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? City Clerk, Ms. Jeannie Klein.
Finley,
Yes.
Moran,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
LaCour,
Yes.
DePrio.
Yes. Could I get a motion to accept the November 2020 financial report?
I so move.
Second?
Second.
City Clerk, Ms. Jeannie Klein.
Finley,
Yes.
Moran,
Yes.
Morgan.
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
LaCour,
Yes.
and DePrio.
Yes. Any public comments for non-agenda items? Council, Mr. Derek Cusick, is there any reason for executive session, or you have any comments? Anything you'd like to share?
Not tonight.
With that, could I get a motion to adjourn?
I so move.
Second.
Second? City Clerk, Ms. Jeannie Klein.
Finley,
Yes.
Moran,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
LaCour,
Yes.
and Mayor DePrio.
Yes. Thank you, Councilman LaCour.
In the bag.
Oh,
We might have to get you a little stick or something.
No, let me see who you have, because that's not who I have. I heard something
I know, so we need to
No. PR claims, payroll payable claims, Finley and Clark, docket claims, Clark and Allen. I knew